Hey there, welcome to my studio. My name is Stacie, and I want to share with you a few of my favorite movements or yoga poses for back pain or back discomfort. I'm going to show you first on the floor, and then I'm going to transition to a chair and show you my favorite postures for being in a chair to help with back pain. Leo the cat is always here to help teach. So that's kind of fun. So we're going to start on our backs, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to release the back when you can get on the floor. You can also do this on the bed. So we're going to bring the knees up towards the ceiling. Feet will be flat on the ground. Leo. And then we're just going to take the arms like a cactus shape. Bend the elbows, bring the backs of the hands towards the floor. You might not be able to get them to the floor, but that's okay. And then we're just going to release the back by dropping the knees side to side. I like to call this windshield wipers. And so as you do this, coming back and forth, side to side, you might feel a desire to stay on one side. And I invite you to do that. So I'm going to actually stay with my knees to the right just for a breath, just to release that left side. And then if you do stay on one side, be sure to match it on the other side just so that you have some equality and balance side to side. Okay, so windshield wipers are great for releasing the sacrum, which is that triangular bone at the base of our spine. I'm going to extend the left leg long. Bring the right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers around the knee or the shin bone, and then I'm going to squeeze the thigh towards my ribs. What this does is it releases tension in the low back, especially if we have pain from sitting, if we get up out of a chair, or we have to be on an airplane or something, and it's just really, really tight. This is a nice way when you get settled and you get home or you get to your hotel that you can release the low back. And then we'll switch. Take the right leg long, interlace your fingers around the left knee or shin bone, and bring the thigh towards the ribs. And then just breathe. Okay, just breathe. Fantastic. I'm going to release from that and then flip on over to all fours. So when we're thinking about back pain, most of us have back pain in our low back, which is the most common area of our back to hurt. But we can also have some pain in our thoracic spine, which is our upper back. So we're going to address that here. So push against the ground, pull the ribs up, pull the belly in, drop the chin. This is called cat pose because we are basically looking like Leo when he stretches in the morning, he rounds his spine. And then we'll come back to tabletop. We're going to do cat pose again. And I want you to think about separating the shoulder blades, those triangular kind of chicken bone wings. Push against the floor, round the spine, and then take your awareness to your shoulder blades and try to pull them apart by pressing into the pinky fingers. That'll help engage and get that awareness to pull the outside of the shoulder blades apart. Come back to neutral. Okay, one more time. Push against the floor. Push into the pinkies. Pull the sternum in. Tuck your chin. Beautiful. Come back to tabletop. And we're going to come to our right cheek. Legs are going to be bent to the left. Ugh, he's so needy. 99% of the time, he leaves me alone. As soon as I get on a yoga mat, I get this. So we just roll with it. Oh, he sheds so bad. All right, so I'm sitting on my right cheek. Legs are to the left. I'm going to take the spine and twist it. So I'm going to bring my hands to the floor and I'm going to rotate the spine to the right. This is wringing it out. We talk about twists all the time. Come back to center. Okay, we're not holding anything too long. Twist again. Come back to center. One more time, twist. And then come back. Beautiful. Plant your right hand a little further away from the body, Leo, and then reach up. And then we're going to bend and drop the elbow. Okay, so I'm getting a nice side bend here. This is stretching the upper back, the mid back, the low back, and then you'll rise up. And you'll do that entire thing to the other side. So you'll swing your legs to the left or your legs to the right. You'll be on your left cheek. And then you'll spin to the left. Okay. So you're moving towards the direction that you're sitting on the cheek. I'm not able to do that because of my hip replacement. So same thing on the other side. And then you spin. Now I want to come into a seated position and we're going to review the 6 directions of the spine. Okay, so it's really important that we move the spine in all 6 directions every single day. Releasing the spine on our back by bringing the knees side to side, windshield wipers, drawing one knee in and switching helps to release and prepare the body. And then opening up the thoracic spine is great just to get tension out of the shoulder blades. And taking that spinal twist with the openness on the opposite side is a really great way to create a lot of space. But let's go over the 6 directions. Our spine has 3 sections, lumbar, thoracic, and cervical, and they all move in 6 directions. So we're going to go through the 6 directions and then apply them to all 3 sections. First move is a side bend. Picture your spine like a C curve. Left arm goes up and over, we take a side bend. If we had no skin, no muscles, no tissue, our spine would be shaped like a letter C. Switch directions. This keeps your back healthy every single day. One more time each side. Simple to do. You can do this standing. You can do it seated. Very important. All right, let's move on to the next 2 directions. Hook your hands into a circle like you're holding a beach ball. We're going to spin to the right, spin to the left. One more time each side. Perfect. Let's come back to the last 2 directions. We're going to have extension and flexion. So the flexion is our shoulders are going to go forward and we're going to round our spine. Okay, just like we did in cat. And extension is we're going to slide our hands to our hips and extend the heart up. Okay, so we've got a little back bend. Flexion is rounding, extension is lifting. Now, from a seated position, by lifting the chin, we're getting cervical extension. By squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the heart, we're getting thoracic extension. The lumbar is extending because the tailbone's going back and the pelvis is going forward. Now, to have the flexion, we round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. So you can see that all 3 sections get the same flexion and extension. Same with the twists. Eyes go around, there goes cervical, there goes thoracic, hip goes forward, there goes lumbar. For the side bends, ear goes to shoulder, cervical. Shoulder lifts on one side, there's thoracic. Lumbar is the spine is bending to the side. So let's do all 6 directions, all 3 sections together in a beautiful sequence. Here we go. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale over. Up we go. And return. Other side, right arm. Over we go. Come back up and lower it. Grab that beach ball. Spin to the right, look to the right. Spin to the left, look to the left. You can hold your hands in center, reach your arms up, lift your chin, lift your nose, lift your eyes, and then around your spine, reach your arms forward, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, pull the sternum in, and sit tall. There's all 6 directions. Now, the last movement for back pain from a floor position is to come into a forward fold. Now, I like to have my knees bent for this because I feel like it supports the back. You can certainly have the legs straight. It's totally your preference. If you find that sitting on the floor is hard for you to do with your legs out, just put a pillow under your buns and that will elevate the hips and allow for the forward fold to be a little softer. Because I have my own back pain and my own struggles with back pain, I'm going to keep my knees softly bent, just slightly bent-ish. Hands are going to go behind my knees. I feel like that supports. And then I'm going to lean forward and begin that journey down. So I'm thinking about the energy of spilling over, tucking the chin, letting the top of the head reach towards the knees. And I'm feeling a beautiful stretch from the low back to the mid back. And then I'm intentional with bringing my shoulders forward, and that creates a softness in the upper back. Tuck the chin. I get a nice stretch through the highest part of my spine near my trapezius muscles. The hands release from the knees. They find the floor, and I'm going to stay. Very quietly, softly, intentionally come out. And there is some simple movements to help with back tension, back pain. Now, many more, right? We could go super far in depth, but just for a quick morning and evening release, get on your back, windshield wipers that releases tension from sitting primarily. If you have a job or you've had a long travel day, and then drawing a knee into the chest releases the low muscles of the back. Flipping over to all fours, rounding the spine gets rid of the tension from the back of our body on the upper side in that thoracic spine. And then finding all six directions, taking the side bends, taking the twists, and then finding extension and flexion. Simple ways to keep circulation in the spine, to keep movement in the spine, to keep our bodies happy. Okay, so join me in just a second for the chair version of ways to stretch your back or relieve back pain from a seated position. See you in a minute. All right, everybody, I'm back to show you some simple movements for the spine or the back from a seated position. So I'm sitting on a simple metal chair. It doesn't have to be fancy. If you don't have a metal chair, you can be sitting in a dining room chair. Just make sure that the weight of your body is close to the edge of the seat. We're not using the back for support. We're using our muscles in our core and muscles in our back to support us. So I'm going to take my feet wide-ish, move some of the goodness out of the way, and then just find some windshield wipers. We're not going to be doing the same exact movements that we did on the floor, but this just gives a little bit of looseness through the hips. We don't want to do much of this. Come back to center, walk the feet in, and we're going to spill over our legs, get a first initial stretch of the low back. It should feel pretty good. Don't stay too long and rise up, okay? Spill over again. I think for me and my body anyway, not holding a posture too long, come back up, helps the muscles to soften and lengthen. If I was to hold a posture too long, the muscles tighten up around that shape, and I don't want that. Come back up. So just taking that initial spilling over works really well for me. Take your feet wide again. Drop your right arm onto your right thigh and just let your wrist relax. Now my energy, the direction I'm going is lifting the heart. So I'm not collapsing and dumping through the right side. I'm lifting, left arm goes high, and I take a beautiful side bend. What this is doing is stretching the left side of my back, the left hip, the left ribs up into the upper back of the left side, and it feels pretty darn amazing. I'm going to come back up, but keep my left arm high to the sky. Bend the elbow, grab the right side of my head, and gently pull. Okay, so I'm stretching that cervical spine. Arm just as soft on the right side. Come back to center. Let's do the other side. Left arm drops. The energy is that the heart lifts. Right arm to the sky. Over we go. Now I feel this on the right side of my back, the right hip, the right ribs. Feels pretty amazing. Come back up. Keep your right arm to the sky. Grab the left side of your head and give a gentle pull. Come back to center, release the head, and come on back. Bring the feet closer together. If it's comfortable to have them wide, certainly keep them wide. You don't have to be exactly like me. Do what you can. Now grab one shoulder, grab your other shoulder, pull your elbows into your belly, tuck your tail and round. So I'm going to turn just so you can see I've got a big round spine back there. And this is opening up my shoulder blades. If you watched the beginning part of this video and you saw me on all fours, same shape. Okay, I'm opening up the shoulder blades. Sit really tall, get a release, and do it again. One more time, release, and then do it again. And then come back up. Now, just like we did on the floor, we are going to do all 6 directions of the spine. But first, let's release. I'm on the edge of my seat. This gives me space. I'm going to lift my right leg, interlace my fingers, just like I did on the floor, lean back and pull in. So because I'm leaning way back like this, I'm getting a nice release through my low back, into my glutes, into my hamstrings, and then release. Other leg comes in, lean back and pull. Now, if I was sitting on the very back side of my chair, I would not have release, this space to lean back, and I wouldn't get as deep of a stretch. So you want to make sure your cheeks are close to the edge, always. Let's come to all 6 directions. Same thing, cervical, thoracic, lumbar, spine. All 3 sections are going to move in all 6 directions. We're going to start with the bend, left arm up. I'm going to grab the chair and then bend over. As I do this, I'm going to let my left hip rise. So my left hip is higher than my right. I'm getting into my lumbar spine, taking that C curve. Switch. Left goes down, grab the chair, grab your wheel if you're in a wheelchair, lift your right hip a bit and reach. It feels so amazing. Come back up. Let's take a twist a little different. I'm going to take my left arm across my body. Right arm's going to hook behind. My entire spine is turning to the right, including my face, my eyes, my chin, my nose, all the way to the back. Come back to center. Switch, right arm to the left, left to the back. Take a breath. Spin everything to the left, including eyes, nose, chin. Pull your heart to the back. Do you feel that? Come back. Hands to the knees. We're going to come into that flexion and extension. Sitting nice and tall to begin. This looks just like all 4s, right? Just like if we're on the floor, all 4s. I'm going to tuck the tail. There's my lumbar. Round my spine. There's my thoracic. Tuck my chin. There's my cervical spine. Getting that flexion. Opposite of flexion is extension. So pull the elbows in. Tailbone goes to the back. It's shooting that way, away from me. Heart goes up as shoulder blades pinch together. Eyes go up, chin goes up, and we get extension. Come back to center. Let's do all 6 one more time. Left arm goes up. Reach up and over. Side bend. Switch. Let it be soft. Don't stay in one shape too long because that creates that muscle tension that we're trying to get rid of. Twist to the right. Twist to the left. Hands to the knees. Tuck the tail, round the spine. Bend the elbows. Draw a line with your nose to the sky. Lift your chin. And sit tall. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to finish with a forward fold, spilling over your legs. If it feels comfortable, keep your knees together. If you want a wider space, go ahead and separate your legs. If it hurts your back to touch your toes, or it hurts your hip, as it does in my case, I'm simply going to hang here. This is a version of a forward fold. It feels nice. You might take one arm down, get a little movement there. You can try bringing your feet back together. And that feels a little better for my hip to have the feet close, touching the ankles, touching the floor, tucking your chin, maybe your toes get a little tickle. And then you rise up. Before you move out of the chair, roll up the yoga mat, sit for a moment and just see how you feel. Tune in. If you're feeling a tremendous amount of spasming, I recommend laying on some heat for a moment, just laying on a heating pad, feeling kind of what that feels like, and then moving to ice. I recommend doing both if you have back pain. I think ice is great for cooling down the body, but I think heat can be nice for softening the muscles. Either one too much can create the opposite effect we want. We don't want to put heat on heat. So using too much heat too long can actually create more inflammation. And then putting too much ice for too long can create tenseness. So playing a little bit between alternating between heat and ice and not doing either of them more than 10 minutes at a time. I like to alternate, do one method for 10 minutes, nothing for 10 minutes, the other method for 10 minutes, and then repeat that on the hour so that you're doing about 20 minutes if you have the time every hour or so. It doesn't have to be exactly on the hour. So that's what I have for you for back pain. Follow along, subscribe, go through my library. I have lots and lots of videos that will help you if you're struggling with low energy or sleep or anxiety, or you just want a simple chair practice that is approachable. You want a floor practice that is approachable. I will never teach you how to stand on your head, not because I can't teach you, because I won't teach you, because it's not necessary when we have all these other great things that give us similar benefits. So don't think about having to be in a hard pose to be doing it right. There is no right way to do this. It is you, and I'm just here for the ride. So if you have questions, ask below. And be sure to look for my garden series that's coming this summer, just chit-chatting about all the good things in life. So take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.